Beverly.
Hi there. So I am Beverly Morrison, and this is our Simulation 3 on staff discipline.
Hi there, I'm Melissa. I'm going to be portraying the staff that's always calling in.
And so we are going to start our day off. Melissa comes in for her scheduled shift, and I'm just going to ask to speak to her for a little bit in my office. This is the second time that we will have had a conversation about her absenteeism. So let's begin. Here comes our beginning of our day. So I see Melissa walking in. She's about 15 minutes early for her shift. So here we go. Good morning, Melissa. Do you have a couple minutes I'd like to speak to in my office?
Hi there, Miss Morrison. Of course. I have a quick minute before I have to go check on my patients right quick.
Perfect. Let's go.
All right.
So we enter my office where it's a nice private place. So have a seat.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. First, I just want to start off with telling you that I appreciate you helping out all of your coworkers when you have time. It does not go unnoticed by me. It doesn't go unnoticed by your peers or the residents for that matter.
Okay. Thank you.
So, yeah, of course. So we had a conversation at the end of August about you missing several days of work. And at that time, we had a little meeting and I told you that it was an expectation that you show up for your scheduled shift. Do you remember the conversation?
I clearly do. I'm so sorry. And I have been trying to work hard. I really have been trying my hardest.
Sure. So I'm a bit concerned still about the attendance issue. I've noticed that in the last 2 weeks, you've missed about 4 days. And I don't have to tell you that when you miss work, the quality of care decreases. The staff gets burnt out from having to cover shifts and stay over. And the morale is low based on the amount of shifts that everybody has to cover when you miss. Is there something going on at home that I can help you with? Or is there something at work that we can talk about? Family?
Well, I do have a lot on my plate. I know I've told you that with the whole new COVID restrictions and stuff, I've chosen to keep my kids here at home for homeschooling. And I know I'm almost close to graduating and I'm also going back to school and the classes are very hard. And I'm also still trying to work full time and also pick up shifts because I understand that, but and then I get so tired and I'm like exhausted, and then I'm just like, you know what, I don't want to give, unsafe care. But I also know that it's not fair to my coworkers because now, I know y'all have had to step up to cover my shift, which now I know that's impacting y'all's work. So I apologize. And I think I might have to reevaluate the situation.
Sure. It does sound like you have a lot on your plate. I know that COVID has, definitely put a toll on everybody's family and home life, work life. We're all working extra at this point in time. So at this point, I think that we need to come up with a plan to make sure that you're showing up for your shifts that you're scheduled for. We can collaborate and work on something together. What kind of things do you think we could do?
Well, I might have to maybe look at my schedule and either switch from full-time to part-time or contingent, only because I do understand and I realize that me being on the schedule, I'm expected to show up to work. And when I'm not there, I am making, it's affecting everybody, not only patient care, with decreased patient outcomes, but also with management. So I might have to look at my schedule and see, because, I've worked very hard to come this far and I can't just, give up on my studies right now when I'm so close, So I might have to cut back on work a little bit and at least for the time being. And it's a very difficult decision. And if there's anything, if I can add to it, even on days, trying to balance it all. I know they can be a little, is there any way we can have any extra help on the floor?
At this time, we just cannot do that with our budget.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will really have to think about this because it's a very big step.
Sure, of course. And I know that there's a lot going on at home, and I do want to let you know that counseling is an option. It's a benefit that we give to the employees here, and that's been shown to help with absenteeism. So that's something to think about too. Okay.
I would love something like that. I feel with the emotional stress and the extra burden that I've had to carry, I definitely need someone to vent to.
Perfect. Absolutely. We'll set you up with that. In the meantime, we have to go over, I have to put this in writing that we had a conversation again, a written obligation. So you can, kind of keep up your end of the bargain here. We're going to write down the issue that we talked about today. Do you think that your absenteeism is an issue?
I feel, as much as I have to admit it, it's an issue, and I thank you for bringing it, up to, because it's impacting the floor.
It is, yes. So I wrote down on this paper here, I stated the issue that we talked about today, and I also just jotted down the goals that we talked about. So we're going to follow up. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to decide if cutting back on hours is something you want to try first, or going to counseling first is something that you want to try. And then we'll revisit this conversation in a couple weeks to see where we're at. But I do need to have you sign this, and it will go in your permanent file that we talked about the issue, that we have set goals for you. So if you agree to that, please sign here.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to thank you so much for being so understanding. I understand that I've never been in management, but that it would be very hard, and I understand you're only doing what you have to do. So
Sure.
I appreciate you, for letting me know, and I will try my best to fix it.
Perfect. So is there anything else you want to discuss while you're here, Melissa?
No, I think that's it.
All right. I do just want to leave you and let you know that you do a great job when you're here. And I appreciate all of your extra help coming in on shifts, helping others out while you're here. You do a great job. So have a great shift.
All right. Thank you. You too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that was our skit on staff discipline. And Beverly did an awesome job. And I feel that absenteeism is a problem. And according to Vignoli et al. 2016, in an article titled How Job Demands Affect Absenteeism, the mediating role of work-family conflict and exhaustion is a real issue. Data was collected from 245 workers using both subjective and objective data to test the hypothesis that job demands and work-family conflict contribute to absenteeism in the workplace. And the results were that job demands affect absenteeism through the subsequent mediation of work-family conflict and emotional exhaustion. Additionally, emotional exhaustion mediates the relationship between job demands and absenteeism. So there is that correlation between that. Any of these findings are applicable for organizations that aim to reduce this. And it actually has an effect on it. Absence related to illness, as in my case in this skit, it was more because of work overload, but sometimes from the stress you can get sick, increases staff shortages and can jeopardize the efficiency and quality of care. Nursing sickness absence is generally covered by temporary casual staff, but this can result in heavier workloads for permanent staff who must spend time mentoring and orienting temporary staff, and reductions in the quality of services. and often is costly for healthcare, perhaps more costly than any other single factor. And this is per Kraft et al. 2017, an article titled An Integrative Review of Absenteeism in Newly Graduated Nurses. So besides that, Beverly, do you have anything else to say for the skit?
No, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Perfect.